Unite and unite, and let us all unite, for summer is a-coming today, and whither we all going, we will all unite on the merry morning of May. Hi folks, it is the 30th of April. In some parts of Europe this is known as Walpurgisnacht, or Witches' Night, the night in the year when all the witches are supposed to get together and have a big old knees up. And tomorrow would be the 1st of May, and in the Celtic calendar this is also known as Beltaine and is officially the first day of summer. So the tree that we're going to look at that's associated with Beltaine is the Hawthorn tree. So we have some lovely hawthorn behind me here. Now hawthorn is a tree, but it's usually used, you're usually going to find it in hedgerows because it's used as a boundary marker, and that is because it has got some vicious spikes on it, and I'm going to try and find some spikes in here for you. There you go folks, I don't know if you can see in there, we've got some very sharp spikes, so this is why it's used as a boundary marker to keep people out. So hawthorn is a member of the rose family, and any member of the rose family has flowers with 5 petals on it. And these flowers, they have a very unique scent. Slightly sweet, but also slightly off. Somebody once told me that it reminded them of sex and death, and I think that's a fairly accurate description. They've got almost like a white, slightly pinkish tinge to them. Some hawthorn flowers you can find bright pink, and sometimes you can find a mix of both, and they're really pretty if you can find those. They've also got these leaves, which are lobed leaves. Let me see if I can get that there. So they've got these separate little lobes on them. I think they remind me of like keys. They remind me of little keys. You can eat these. They're highly nutritious, and in folk names they're called bread and cheese. Although I have tried them and I can't say they taste particularly of bread or of cheese, but you can eat them. The flowers are also, you can use these as well, and in the winter, or the autumn rather, these will turn into bright red berries, which you can eat. They're really good to use in syrups and in your autumn remedies. So a nice little autumn fruit to keep an eye out for them. If you do see these in tree form, they're kind of almost medium-sized trees, and they're really hardy trees as well. You'll find them like growing on a mountaintop on their own or on the edge of a cliff. They're really quite hardy. Loads of folklore associated with our lovely hawthorn trees. So not only to do with May Day, with them, these also being termed May blossom, but there's loads of folklore around these being fairy trees, and in fairy tales you'll find lots of stories of people falling asleep under a hawthorn tree only to get whisked away by the fairies. There's also the Glastonbury thorn, which is supposedly grown from the thorn in Jesus' crown. That is a hawthorn. Medicinally, these are like all rose plants, they've got a strong association with the heart. So in traditional medicinal uses, hawthorn berries and flowers actually as well are used to control high blood pressure, and magically as well I find they're quite good for learning boundaries, but also boundaries while giving you a little space to be a little bit spiky in yourself. So that's our lovely hawthorn tree. So keep an eye out for those. They'll be out flowering anytime from now. You'll smell them before you see them, I'm sure. And I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.